Well, good morning. Welcome to Still Up with 6, where the conversation continues on all your social media platforms. We've got a lot to talk about this morning, including a viral video.
Yeah, okay, so this is the age-old debate whenever you board an airplane, to recline or not to recline. That is the question right now. Certainly it is the question after this viral video of a woman who posted it saying that when she reclined, this man started punching, and then when she started to video, he shook this chair for the duration.
I mean, yeah, this is just a crazy video going viral right now. She even notified a flight attendant, and the flight attendant, instead of saying stop, offered the man a drink because it's tight back there. He was in the last row of an American Airlines flight. I just think this is flat out rude. I think that if you're allowed to recline, why not? And you know what? For this guy, if you don't want to sit in a tight seat, you can upgrade. There's a first class, there's a business class, there's the extra room class. So, you know, maybe if you don't want this to happen to you and you don't want the person in front of you to recline, pay more for your seat.
No, I disagree with the first part. I think that it can be, you know, it is already tight in a lot of different seats. If you recline, okay, maybe it can be a little bit of a bother. The guy's reaction, way over the top. Way too far.
Over the top.
I can see being a little annoyed, and surprisingly, if you look at the original tweet, the woman who posted it is getting most of the hate. She's getting most of the backlash, saying this guy's a hero, he did the right thing, why'd you recline in the first place? You know, it's an interesting conversation, right? Because these seats do recline, right? So it is your right as a passenger to recline. But a lot of people on social media say that just out of common courtesy, there's some unspoken rules on airplanes, and this is one of them. What do you think?
I mean, if you can recline, why not? Like you said, that's her right. If she chose to, maybe her back's hurting, maybe she's been on flights. This isn't her first flight that she boarded for the day, and she wants to recline. You're allowed to do that with that button being there. I know some airlines don't allow you to recline. If you've been on a Spirit, a Frontier, they've eliminated that feature. It's probably because the seats are a lot tighter on those flights.
I think they're just aluminum seats.
Yeah, well, I will say you can't recline on those flights. But you know, I just think his reaction was a little over the top, especially being in the last row. If you don't like it, you should have paid more to move up. And you know, don't sit here and make this woman's experience a rough one.
Hey, Lee's weighing in, and Lee, I think you nailed it here, exactly how I'm feeling. Tough it out. Yeah, I don't like people who recline in front of me either, but I don't become a 5-year-old. What a snipey little boy. Lee, I'm with you. You know, we don't like it. No one likes when someone reclines in front of you, and whether it's an unspoken rule or not, it's their right as a passenger. I don't like it either, but this guy throwing a tantrum, I mean, maybe have a conversation. Maybe, you know, maybe we don't know what happened, but be like, hey, you know what? You know, I'm already tight back here. Would you mind? Would it be okay? Or maybe can I grab you a drink if you wouldn't recline for the duration of the flight? Have a conversation. You don't just start shaking. I mean, to Lee's point, I've seen 5-year-olds behave far better than that on an airplane.
And I know that we all get on an airplane and hope the person in front of us doesn't recline. I know it's an inconvenience. I know it's uncomfortable. I know those flights just keep getting tighter and tighter. But like you said, a conversation could have happened. And I don't think it did, honestly. We weren't on this flight. We don't know if it did or not. But by the looks of it and the way he's reacting, it doesn't seem like he even left any room for conversation here. It's just an absurd video, and it's really, really rude. It is. I mean, look at this woman, and she's filming, and he doesn't care.
Bill says both should communicate with each other and meet in the middle to resolve the issue. Both seem childish to me. Hey, I'm with you, Bill. I don't love the idea, and this has become a huge thing in this day and age. Your first instinct is to get out the phone.
I agree.
Put it on social media, try to go viral. So both parties here are acting childish, in my opinion. You're a grown man shaking a woman's seat in front of you. Instead of trying to have a conversation, you're a grown woman trying to video to make your viral moment on Twitter and shame this guy. Overall, the behavior here is indicative of what you see a lot of times on airplanes. And a lot of people don't have airplane courtesy. My things are, if you're in the middle seat, you get both armrests, right?
Yes, I agree.
You gotta wait your turn when getting off the plane. So many people want to rush ahead, and it causes the backup.
That is one of the things that really upsets me. We're all getting off at some point. Wait your turn. We're in rows for a reason. We have numbers in those rows for a reason. So wait your turn. It always just upsets me. Unless you have a connecting flight and you're about to miss it, you should not be running ahead of people.
But I'm also in the thought idea that you don't recline. I think that of course, if you're going to recline, I'm not going to even say anything.
Yeah.
But if you do recline, I think it's a little bit inconsiderate. We know that and as these airplanes, by the way, get more and more tight on their seat space. I think that if you made a good point, if you can afford it, maybe move up. But there's a lot of people that are traveling on a budget, and you don't have the luxury of upgrading your seat.
Yeah, I think it is one of those courtesies, those untold courtesies, unspoken of courtesies on airplanes. Just don't recline, even if you can. I personally don't recline because I know what it's like to have somebody recline. I know what it's like to be even just confined to that tight space and then have it be worse with somebody's seat. But I think a conversation should have happened between these two individuals, these two adults. Let us not forget, like you said, that is a grown man and a grown woman.
Let's take a look at that video. Listen, if I'm this woman, I'm not filming him, and I'll tell you why. A guy who's doing that has got some kind of problems. Anger issues, for sure. But, I mean, you don't
immaturity issues as well. I mean, she's a woman, too. I mean, that's just so rude.
Well, man or woman, it shouldn't really matter either way.
You don't do this, but, a man doing this, that's just rude. You don't do this to people.
Sam's saying, I've never been on a plane, so I guess I don't know how it is.
Oh.
Sam, hey, don't feel bad. There's plenty of people that haven't been on planes before. But it's one of those things that if you are on planes frequently, it is the age-old debate. But Sam's not much of a traveler, and that's fine. And good morning to you, Sam. Forgot to say good morning when you said good morning just a few moments ago. What do you guys think at home? Comment right now what you think about the recline, to recline or not to recline.
That's
we'll
a big
call
question.
It here. That is the age-old question when traveling. I know there's devices that you can actually put on the seat in front of you to make sure to prevent them from reclining.
Really?
And I think airlines have actually tried to stop those from coming on, but there are things that you can buy that stops the seat in front of you from reclining on certain model seats. So it's an interesting debate, and it's one that this people had under in the comments of this video on Twitter, and I was really, really surprised to see most people taking that guy's side.
Yeah, they were, and I think it's because everyone just hopes that the person in front of them does not recline. But like you said, I just think that they should have both been adults, had a conversation. Of course, we don't know what happened on that plane. We don't know if maybe this is the result of their conversation, is for him to get angry and upset and to react this way. But I still think it was a little childish for her to film, to post it online, and for him to be doing it as well.
Now, you said the flight attendant offered this guy a drink.
Yes.
Maybe she's trying to mediate the situation. Maybe trying to calm this guy down. Everyone knows that if you're a little tense on a flight, nothing like a little mixed drink to ease the nerves a little bit. Maybe this was the right move from the flight attendant. Maybe he was trying to figure it out. And good morning to you, Rosie. Thank you for the nice compliment. We think you're the best.
Oh, thanks, Rosie. And then Michael saying, good morning. Those seats actually look like upgraded seats, so I think she has the right to recline. Very interesting.
Maybe
a newer plane.
Right. If you buy the extra, if there's a JetBlue, I think it's even more room, or the Economy Plus, the premiums. I think you are paying for a little bit more luxury, and there is more flight space or foot space there. Leg room, as they call it, but I'm not sure if this is upgraded. This looks like it's all the way in the back.
This is, yeah, that's what she had posted, I believe, that this was at the last row of the airplane, and that's why the flight attendant stepped in and instead of telling him to stop, gave him a drink for free because it's tight back there.
Nathan says, throwing a tantrum just shows how far this country has fallen. Conversations don't happen because of the lack of communication skills on both sides. Although I'm with the woman, it reclines, and I would have used it. Nathan, I think that you are pointing out something that's very interesting, and I agree with you here. Conversations seem to be a thing of the past when it comes to the fact that this woman, her first instinct when someone's throwing a tantrum like that is to get out and film instead of dealing with it face to face. And I don't agree with that tactic either. Now, what he's doing is obviously absurd, childish. If she wants to recline, there's nothing that says she can't. But to get out your phone and to start online shaming, it doesn't help the situation at all. In fact, it only makes it worse. And a lot of times, especially with a guy like this who has anger issues, if you start getting out your phone to film people, you can really rile up the wrong reaction.
Oh yeah, and you never know how that could go too. He could have done something and hurt the woman or reacted even worse because he knew she was filming, but it really didn't stop him from doing this in this tantrum. Her filming him, he just keeps going. I mean, it's crazy, and he's watching some sort of movie on his phone or something and just going at it, and it's just, at the end of the day, she has the right to recline. Yes, maybe don't recline for the people in front of you or behind you, and make sure that they have enough leg room, but his reaction is really just uncalled for.
Elizabeth says, can he recline his? If so, then he can he should, and gain more room. I'm not sure if you can recline all the way in that back seat, but of course, that is the seat that he purchased. That is the seat that he got. That's the luck of the roll there. It's not the woman in front of him's fault that he can't recline. Now I've seen on airplanes that does often cause a chain reaction. If someone reclines, the person behind them reclines.
It's like a domino effect.
A domino effect to gain more room. But I think that if you're in the last seat, you kind of drew the short straw there.
So he can't recline, unfortunately. I've been in the back row before on airplanes. You can't recline because the back is there, of course, leading into the restroom. So that's why he can't recline. But still, I mean, at the end of the day, they should have just stopped everything, had a conversation. And my first instinct, and I'm always on my phone, would never be to start recording. I mean, that's just something I wouldn't even think of. I think I would try to deal with the situation that's happening, get the flight attendant involved, see what's bothering him, maybe meet halfway, like you said. Maybe if he offered her something like, hey, I understand you want to recline, you probably want to get more comfy on this flight, but it's really hurting my legs. How about I buy you a snack, a drink, or something to kind of just meet halfway? I
think that too, if you've seen some of these viral plane videos that come out, anytime you get out your phone and escalate the situation when there's already a passenger dispute, that can escalate to a big situation, and that can oftentimes cause the plane to have to land.
Oh yeah, we've seen that before.
Anytime there's a serious passenger dispute, they do have to land. Air marshals have to get involved. Police have to get involved. Now you're an inconvenience to the rest of the flight, right? So you never want to be an inconvenience or make a scene to the rest of the people traveling. That's why there should be some kind of dialogue or conversation to sort those things out without that step having to be taken.
Now, as we see on the internet, sometimes videos are taken out of context because we're not seeing the full situation. We don't know if this woman was just trying to be malicious and show this man being really upset. Maybe he said something to her, or she said something to him that really upset him, and she wasn't willing to meet him halfway, and so this was his reaction. So we don't know what happened before or after this video was shot, and I think that's what happens sometimes on the internet when you see these videos go viral. You don't really know what exactly happened before they were shot.
But I think this conversation this morning has been a really good one. You guys always have very good thoughts on things, very kind of balanced, well thought out thoughts, which really could have gone far in that situation. More balanced, more well thought out thoughts. But it's certainly a great conversation this morning. The recline debate rages on here across the globe.
It does. I want to show this map right now that's going viral. Actually, it's about romantic comedies, and we want to know what your favorite rom-com is, because in Texas apparently it's 50 First Dates. What is your favorite rom-com?
I don't know if I have a favorite rom-com, but I noticed looking at this map, it's pretty interesting. You see the proposal there in Alaska. Crazy Rich Asians, of course, there's a large Asian population in Hawaii there. It's interesting to see the different regions, the different states. It wasn't Pretty Woman set in Vegas? Or am I incorrect about that?
I'm not too sure, actually. We'll have to ask director Sean Hobbs. But there's some cool ones like My Big Fat Greek Wedding. Of course, You've Got Mail. There's Something About Mary. So what's your favorite rom-com? For everyone watching this morning, comment, let us know. It's really an interesting map, but I do think that it has to do a lot with where the movie was filmed, for sure.
Yeah. Well, it's been a nice little light end to Still Up with 6 this morning, but we've got one more day with you. It is the Day of Love tomorrow. So make sure you guys tune in for the after show, and we will be talking all about Valentine's Day. If you love it, if you hate it like myself, no matter how you're feeling, we can't wait to have a conversation with you tomorrow. And let's one last thought here from Lisa, who said, so the airline employees do not have the right to ask this man to stop a behavior of this nature. Maybe airline seats should not offer the reclining option if airline employees do not support the right to use this given option. It's a good point from Lisa. I think that the airline employee is also kind of under fire in this certain video, and certain airlines are stopping that option as well.
Yeah, and Mary's saying, I never recline. I don't like it when people recline in front of me, so I return the favor. Yeah, just that common courtesy we talked about. I think, everyone hopes the person in front of them won't recline, so don't recline for the person behind you.
Well, we will see you tomorrow, same time, same place. You guys get out there and enjoy your Thursday.